Welcome back to The Perspective. I'm with the Mayor of Rotterdam, Ahmed Aboutaleb. We're talking about ports, Rotterdam and Jakarta. Education, we got into this. How do you see the relationship unfolding? We've already touched on Indonesia's massive wealth of young people. How do we use it?
I don't have exactly the numbers and the statistics, but if you have a huge group of young people, then they must have enough space to deliver. And sometimes you see that systems within government, but also within private entities, that they do not have enough human resources policy to push young people to get in, because positions are filled with other generations, and there is nothing wrong with other generations. But you need a kind of diversity of thinking in companies, also in government, to ask different questions. But also what I call the soft power, ladies, enough young women at the vital positions to force existing systems to think differently. Women are not taking differently, by definition, better decisions, but they endorse a different way of thinking.
The forced shake-up.
Yeah, so bring people in, young ladies, women, have a kind of a mix of generations. I was happy to see that when I was yesterday at the Ministry for Maritime Issues, that there is a lot of young potential in the top of the ministry. So that's that to me a very visible thing, but no women. And that's not only for Indonesia an issue, but also for us a big issue. In 2010, I was about to fill up a second position in the police force in the city of Rotterdam. I was responsible for the police force, and I said to the police commissioner, "Well, this second position will be a woman." And they said, "Well, it's really difficult to find them a woman in the police force in Rotterdam." I said, "Yes, we'll keep the position open until we find one." It's really important to endorse this quality. I'm really happy that the President of Indonesia appointed a lady as a Minister of Foreign Affairs, who has been ambassador to the Netherlands. She has a flavor of the relations with the Netherlands, and that's really important. That kinds of symbols, nations sometimes need symbols.
Well, the fisheries minister is Susi Pujastuti is a hugely respected figure here.
Yeah, well, and the mayor of Surabaya.
I
met her in Paris, speaking for the OECD. Wonderful lady, with she's alumni of the Erasmus University of Rotterdam, and a very powerful lady, inspiring lady when it comes to the whole issue of climate change and dealing with the green areas in Surabaya. She was really in person, actively involved in creating green areas in Surabaya, which I admire.
Oh, was she at the School of Management, or among the alumni?
She was an alumni of the Rotterdam University. Yeah, well, she was not there yesterday. No, she was not there.
But I want to talk a little bit about the shipping and what's the name? The Shipping and Naval College? No, the Shipping and
STC,
Technology.
Yeah.
STC.
Yeah,
there we go.
Logistics and Transports College.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to get a relationship going?
Well, if you are a maritime nation, then you need personnel to deal with transport and logistics. There is no doubt about that. You need officers, you need people working on board of vessels, you need people to deal with logistics and cranes. Let's say 10 years ago, one crane in the port of Rotterdam was serviced by 8 people. Then we moved to cranes serviced by 3 people. And now we have cranes service with that, no people. Completely automated cranes. And the people that deal with these cranes are working in a room like this studio with joysticks and cameras and monitors. We will move into a new generation of dealing with logistics and the heavy work. The port man who has been working for carrying really heavy stuff on his back, that's over. That's really high tech. But also dealing with a vessel that contains that transports 20,000 containers. That's something different compared to a vessel that has 8 containers doing some short sea work. So you need to train people and to educate them. And STC has a very modern simulation systems. If you go here in the region in Vietnam, you will see that, but also in Oman, they have an institute over there. fascinating systems of education according to the most modern technology available at this moment. So developing a port system with hubs and short sea system. You need one way or another. You need personnel. I still remember when I was becoming mayor 2009. My people in Rotterdam gave me a wonderful booklet, how to shape the city the coming decades. Really, people that deal with spatial planning, they know from every square meter in the city what is expected to be constructed there. I mean, they know everything about it. Lanes, bicycle lanes, routes, transport systems for public transport and everything, where we allow high buildings or we're not. And I said, well, I'm happy with this booklet, but I'm not satisfied. I miss at least one thing in this wonderful booklet. And they said to me, what? I said, people. People make the city, not buildings, not bricks, not bridges. With people, you construct bridges. With people, you run a maritime system. With people, you go to the moon. The moon is not coming to the earth. I mean, Mother Nature did not construct it that way. So you need to see human resources as an investment in society. And that's a change in thinking about education. If I have 10 euros to spend, the first one I will be spending in education, the second one in education, and the third one in education. A lot of countries in the world, even mine, is not spending more than 4 or 5% of the national budget on education. And that is really, if you compare that with the physical investments we do in bricks and waters and bridges, etc., that is really little money. While we know that without human capital, we cannot run a system, we cannot run a country. So we must be forced to rethink our way of dealing with education and budgets, allocations for the educational system.
Great. Well, we're going to go to break again, but after the break, we are going to talk a bit about you before we close out. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with The Perspective.